on that? We just said, yeah, he looked like the gay homie. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Stop. Then he was like, yo, so when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we can just hang out and we gotta kick it. This is Paul.
Okay.
He telling me we gotta kick it. So then he was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping twice? I mean, like I'll pay for it. And I was like, it's time.
Well, it's not up to me. It's up to Mr. Combs, and I don't see it happening.
Why?
Because he believes he's innocent. He believes he's innocent, and what's more, he believes that he needs to stand up, not just for himself, for his family, and for everybody who's been targeted by the federal.
Has made Sean Combs a little bit nervous.
The quiet courtroom in New York in May 2025, as Sean Diddy Combs snarled angrily, his hands clutching the edge of the defendant's table, his voice shaking with anger.
Something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right?
Yes.
I know you've been heavy on social media. The talking time we did it.
Only a few minutes before, Diddy had walked in with an air of assurance, his cold eyes concealing the loneliness of being alone without any relatives. Diddy was left to deal with the ghosts of his past by himself when none of his family members, not even his adoptive son, who had once been his pride and pleasure, showed up. Who would have thought that the once unstoppable music entrepreneur would be driven to the verge of bankruptcy, not by the FBI, not by the victims who came forward, but by an old foe who never gives up 50 cents.
Go out to the prison and will you visit him just for funsies? I don't know, look, because you think that right now he can feel like I'm his enemy. Why would you feel out?
The entire courtroom was left in disbelief by an abstract painting with weak symbols and blood-red streaks that was originally displayed at Diddy's mansion, rather than a tape that had already made news. With the comment, "Real art speaks for itself," 50 Cent revealed the $21.1 million artwork, which was attended by Diddy's closest friends and family members, and revealed secrets from his notorious parties. At first, the hearing that day was regarded as a standard court proceeding in Diddy's continuing litigation. Reporters and onlookers alike anticipated seeing a calm Diddy, protected by his expensive legal team, swerve through the prosecution's queries with ease. However, when the plaintiff's lawyer rose up and announced the presentation of an unexpected piece of evidence, the atmosphere in the courtroom became oppressive. Once hanging silently in the home where Diddy's family gathered, the abstract artwork has now been discovered to reveal secrets that not even his loved ones could hide. Preliminary investigation revealed that this item was tangentially connected to one of Diddy's infamous white parties. A faint inscription for her was concealed within the color streaks, implying a relationship to the mogul's adoptive kid, who, after learning of Kim Porter's diary and its sinister revelations, suffered the loss of his mother. Although the precise nature of the disclosure was unknown, the name of the person who made it, 50 Cent, chilled the courtroom. No one, not even Diddy, could have predicted the crushing punch that 50 Cent delivered with his own approach. Diddy's empire was rocked by that event, but it also marked the beginning of a dramatic new chapter that would reveal secrets never before revealed.
I don't have a support system or a peer group of artists that I require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way according to them.
An abstract painting with blood-red stripes and the faint words "for her" formerly hung in Diddy's mansion, the venue of his famed white parties, were among the media bombshells 50 Cent revealed on Instagram. There was a suggestion in his caption, "Real art speaks for itself," that someone nearby determined the truth had to be heard. With the hashtag #TheTalkingPainting, the post went popular on X, leading to rumors that 50 Cent and someone close to Diddy were working together to reveal sinister secrets from the white parties. The picture became a symbol of defiance as netizens examined every element, from the faint figure to the text RB. The Los Angeles art scene previously viewed the artwork as a representation of unbridled creativity because of its erratic color schemes and odd shapes. For 10 years, it was only mentioned in passing in articles about high society aesthetics as part of Diddy's extravagant lifestyle. However, 50 Cent used his intuition to turn the picture into a weapon for the prosecution. He gave it to a group of forensic picture analysts who started to spot irregularities. From microscopic symbols to purposefully positioned weak silhouettes, the abstract lines appeared to hold hidden messages. Although additional time was required to uncover its secret meaning, one expert surmised that the painting, with its RB designation and for her inscription, might have been made by a witness connected to Roger Bonds, who witnessed witnessed dubious activities during Diddy's white parties. The picture, according to the prosecution, alluded to witness coercion similar to the 200 calls Diddy made. As word of the painting spread on social media, 50 Cent's post suggested that the truth was getting closer, which increased interest in and pressure on Diddy before the trial.
I got to get into the real estate in the area to be able to facilitate what happens after big events happen. You've seen some of the good things that Tyler Perry's done in Atlanta, and you'll see.
When Diddy's trial reached a crucial stage, 50 Cent, acting through his legal team, unveiled the painting to divulge information about the white parties in a stuffy courtroom. Diddy showed there with an air of assurance, his worried eyes searching the empty seats for any family members. There were rumors that his family was splitting up over inheritance issues, and not even his adoptive son was there. Top legal experts made up his team sat erect, prepared to thwart any prosecution strategy. Nobody anticipated that Diddy's well-built armor would be shaken that day by an unexpected piece of evidence. We bring a fresh piece of evidence, a piece of art that was once on public exhibit, but maybe hiding hints about the defendant's actions, the prosecutor said resolutely as he stood. Diddy's brow wrinkled slightly as the courtroom went silent, his eyes darting to his lawyer as though he was attempting to predict what would happen next. With its tangled expanses of color, the picture was projected onto a wide screen. The prosecutor started a preliminary presentation with the help of an expert in picture analysis. They drew attention to the fact that several elements in the artwork, such the section here inscription and the RB marking, matched the handwriting of a witness and appeared to replicate secrets from Diddy's unlawful actions at his white parties. However, they stressed that the artwork was just the beginning of revealing more significant secrets and that the decoding process was still ongoing. Reporters scrawled frantically, the jurors exchanged inquisitive looks, and the courtroom hummed with whispers. Having always exuded an aura of invincibility, Diddy started to lose his cool. His eyes were glued to the television as he leaned forward and whispered hurriedly to his lawyer. He could no longer conceal his uneasiness when the prosecutor implied that the painting may have been used to accuse Diddy by someone close to him who was hiding terrible secrets. Diddy persisted in gesturing at the prosecutor while the judge pounded the gavel, requesting an order. 50 Cent is attempting to ruin me.
If when you continuously call Puff gay, does that not carry relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said,
The outburst had revealed his panic, but his lawyer swiftly dragged him back to his seat. Diddy was uneasy about the painting, even if it had not yet been properly decoded. It implied that truths he believed to remain hidden might be coming to light, not via tangible proof or witness, but rather through something he previously proudly displayed. Diddy departed the courtroom with a tight face and blank eyes as the trial came to an end, as though he could sense that this painting was only the start of something bigger. A forensic image analyst, identified as a former FBI collaborator, testified at the prosecution's table. He explained every detail of the picture in a steady, calm manner, each statement striking Diddy's confidence like a hammer. The expert surmised that a faint shape in the lower left corner, with its arm lifted as though giving an order, might represent a figure of authority, possibly the defendant himself. He made a point of looking in Diddy's direction. When zoomed on the screen, a series of small, almost undetectable symbols showed a series of numbers that matched the date of a well-known white party in 2012, where media reports of illicit activity had previously surfaced. Some jurors furrowed their brows in response to a curved, blood-like streak of brilliant crimson that was perceived as a symbol of aggression or damage. The RB marking, which the experts suspected might be connected to Roger Bonds, was the most startling element, though. Diddy's ex-bodyguard who disappeared after disclosing information regarding the white parties. The expert came to the conclusion, "We think this picture might have been made by someone who saw things that happened within the defendant's sphere of influence, hiding secrets that have not been cracked yet. This is just a work of art, Your Honor," she said, gesturing at the screen. "There is no hard proof that this painting is connected to any criminal conduct. The prosecution is purposefully using speculative evidence to mislead the jury." In a deep, defiant voice, another lawyer said,
"Absolutely, and I'm sure the judge really looked into that because although we know that these are allegations, there's been no evidentiary hearing as to whether or not these actually rise to the level of obstruction. Just the idea that he is not even following the rules that are enlisted by the prison is already a sign to the judge that he may not follow any conditions that are set forth. And so those type of allegations, whether or not there's been an evidentiary hearing, just speaks to the actions of the individual while incarcerated.
The R.G. Burke marking could be applied to a random detail, an artist, or a designer. To support these claims, the prosecution lacks a direct witness. With a serious expression on his face, the middle-aged judge banged his gavel to bring order back, while his keen eyes looked both ways. He said, "I will examine whether this evidence is admissible, but the prosecution may proceed with its presentation." The prosecution did not back down. A video clip from a 2014 television show was shown, with the painting prominently placed on the wall as the camera moved over Diddy's mansion's living room. This piece is my recollection of Diddy himself speaking to the camera while grinning brightly. It describes my journey. What started out as a boast turned into a terrible blow. The prosecutor addressed the jury, stressing that the defendant was not only aware of the painting, he took delight in it, commissioned it, and now it is working against him. The entire courtroom held their breath, watching Diddy intently. He was no longer able to remain composed. The presentation was cut short as his hands shook and he leapt to his feet, sending the wooden chair thumping loudly backward. His voice cracked and reverberated throughout the room as he yelled, "This is a phony! You are attempting to discredit me. This painting is not authentic." His eyes were burning with panic, his cheeks flushed scarlet, and he had heavy lines drawn over his forehead. A juror was startled by the abrupt sound of his hand slamming into the table. 50 Cent is doing this. He pointed to the prosecutor and shouted, "He wants to destroy me." Diddy's attorney sprang up quickly and attempted to yank him back to his chair. "Calm down, Sean," someone urged earnestly. Diddy, however, disregarded them. "I did not do anything wrong," he added, his voice trembling. "That painting is not proof. It is merely art." The judge's voice was harsh as he continuously banged his gavel. "Combs, Mister, I shall have to take more drastic steps if you do not keep the peace." Reporters in the back row desperately scribbled on their laptops, knowing that this moment would make news, while Diddy, panting heavily, grudgingly sat down, but his eyes flashed as if looking for a way out. The trial appeared to change its focus at that point, moving from a legal dispute between Diddy and 50 Cent to one about a broken family where sinister secrets and the anguish of loss were subtly forming a vindictive plot. The identity of Diddy's adopted son, Justin Combs, slowly surfaced in the shadows of suspicion, not through testimony or the limelight, but rather through heartbreaking recollections of his mother, Kim Porter, and a deep-seated desire to hold the man responsible for his mother's misery accountable at all costs. Justin Combs sat quietly in a lavish condominium in the middle of the city, his solemn eyes focused on the colorful skyline, while neon lights threw a soft glow on glass walls. At age 31, Justin was the pinnacle of glitz, avant-garde fashion, frequent attendance at opulent gatherings, and an apparently ideal life under the tutelage of Diddy, his adoptive father. The agony of losing his mother, Kim Porter, who had been the center of his universe, was an unhealed wound beneath that facade. Kim, a gifted actress and model, was Justin's emotional support system, in addition to being Diddy's long-standing companion. Despite the demands of living next to a music entrepreneur, she raised him tirelessly and never stopped smiling. However, Justin also saw occasions when his mother left the mansion at night and returned with a tired look, and others when she sobbed quietly, her eyes wide with fear when she spoke of Diddy. In a rare interview, Justin recounted, "Mom constantly emphasized I had to be strong, but he did not realize what she was battling against." After Kim's unexpected death in 2018, which was officially attributed to pneumonia, Justin was left with an unanswerable question. Was his mother's suffering and premature departure caused by Diddy, the strong man who had vowed to safeguard their family? Kim Porter was a symbol of tenacity and more than just a mother. Despite the rift in her relationship with Diddy, she was seen by Justin as the lady who gave up all to raise him and his brothers. He recalled evenings when she would sit by his bed and talk about her dreams before concluding with a depressing comment. "I cannot tell you everything, Justin." Kim kept quiet and concealed her suffering to protect her kids when Diddy was spotted in the press with other women, from young celebrities to brief liaisons. Despite his youth, Justin recognized the unfairness. He once said, holding a family photo in their former room, "Mom deserves to be happy." Justin, who was only 24 at the time, was saddened by Kim's death. He was shocked that his mother, who had always been in good health, had succumbed to pneumonia. He started going through his mother's mementos, which included diaries Kim left in their Los Angeles room and old letters. Kim said, "He never stops," in one diary entry in shaky handwriting. "Those gatherings are more than just parties."
We used to go to when we go to the club, we used to have these bottles, right? And on this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they've been to have something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff. So when you get up, they be like, don't touch them bottles right there.
I fear that the truth will kill me one day. Like a knife, those words made Justin shudder. He remembered the times his mother, her eyes wide with fright, had fled the mansion after a fight with Diddy. Justin gripped the notebook and said, Mom knew something, but he took a moment to act. Living in Diddy's shadow as an adopted son, Justin was wealthy but also felt obligated to be faithful. He was aware that he would lose everything, fame, money, and safety, if he confronted his adopted father. However, Justin saw a chance when Diddy's legal issues erupted with claims of abuse, sex trafficking, and extortion. His mind kept asking, why cannot I continue Mom's job if she knew the truth? That inquiry prompted Justin to make the audacious choice to work covertly with 50 Cent, one of Diddy's adversaries. Justin, however, stayed out of the spotlight. By operating in the shadows and leaving hints that only those in close proximity could decipher, he gave 50 Cent the opportunity to expose the truth through his influence and boldness. In a brief video shot at a house in 2017, Diddy and a woman who was thought to be Kim Porter got into a furious quarrel. One of Kim's remarks, "You cannot keep hiding this," came through clearly despite the weak audio. The prosecutor asked if Kim was a threat because she knew something so harmful. Justin was not named, but it was implied that the person who provided the footage recognized its importance to the case. It is possible that Justin discovered the tape among Kim's mementos, or maybe captured awkward moments between her and Diddy because he had memories of the evenings his mother left the home. But why did Justin decide to send the film to 50 Cent, and how did he get it? Another detail might hold the answer. Cassie Ventura, who was getting ready to testify against Diddy, is thought to have been discreetly shielded by Justin. Diddy had turned on Cassie, a crucial witness. Diddy made hundreds of calls to threaten or bribe her, including a $10,000 payment to drop her lawsuit, according to call logs from the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Well, it's not up to me. It's up to Mr. Combs, and I don't see it happening.
Why?
Because he believes he's innocent. He believes he's innocent, and what's more, he believes that he needs to stand up, not just for himself, for his family, and for everybody who's been targeted by the federal